It's been a while since I've been on here making any videos. Uh, I got a little discouraged because of all the ones they took down. They took down um, a couple of videos just for mentioning Juan, which is whatever. It's like try to hear what people have to say in response, and this is what they do to you. So now I learned all these little code words people are using to try to get their point across. Mr. T, I call 100 Sevi just because, I don't know, it's something I made up from the past. I just heard his take on ninoscorner.tv about that country in South America that's trying to stand against the guy that won't leave, that people did not want in anymore. I know there's probably things I can say, but I'm just being careful. And it sounds like what he was saying was Mr. T is just going to come back in the same way as he did last time. Additionally, all the craziness that's supposed to break out. I've been looking at all those other things with like the housing bubble, unemployment rising, the real numbers, the shadow figures, crime rising, certain mechanisms lowered for new neighbors, and around our perimeters. And I know all the other craziness is happening, and then there's that outbreak over on the other side of the world with several countries. And aside from that, coming back to here are supposed to go through the same deal as they are in that country in the north part of South America. I don't know if I can say the V word here. It's like you have to tiptoe around, but apparently, supposedly at some point soon, all this stuff's supposed to be released, and it's going to be front and center, right? Like he says, it's going to come here soon. It's going to be front and I don't know if it's true or not. It's like, it's almost as if we're going to have exactly the same thing, and that it's all up to us. Look, I'm at a point where I'm so confused. The only thing I know that's true is the word of God. That's it. And that's fine if that's how it has to be. That's what we got to be doing now. And I know that if enough just continue to pray, it'll go correctly. However, so I have these little moments of being black-pilled, because even if people have good intentions, they can discourage you. And just one word can encourage you for a day or bring you down for a day. And that's where I'm at. And we deal with our personal stuff. And I'm looking at this, and supposedly stuff is supposed to get so crazy here in America that, it sounds like, if you listen to it and take it word for word, it sounds like every inch is going to be a war zone, which really, because it's a big country, it's just, there will be pockets. But these 15 to 19, I think, cities that are supposed to be, that could potentially be destroyed, it's like, that's kind of scary. I'm an hour away from San Francisco. I mean, like, I don't want to be a jerk and say, like, I could care less if that happens, but, in all seriousness, it's not funny. I got a friend there and, had friends there at one time. They all leave because that place is unsustainable to live. And, then you got Gruesome having it suddenly cleaned up. Gee, I wonder why. So, I'm just trying. I try to make sense of the stuff. It's human nature to try to make sense of the stuff and ask these questions. But it's like, I really take comfort in listening to what other people say on here, in other videos. I've been turned on to a lot of prepper channels lately. Just, I like to hear what they're saying because it's not just me. It's a lot of you, most of you. I just don't know how at this point anybody can like what they just saw. I know there's propaganda. I know there's, the MSM, but am I allowed to say any of that? Gosh, yeah, with the shooting of Orange Man Bad and the step down of Dementia Man. Not that that's funny. My father-in-law has it. But I don't know what else to call him. What do I call him? Mr. Plastic. So I just, I try to make sense of this. I'm just trying to get on here, fire my words up again, and just hopefully some of you can make sense of this stuff. I'm getting prepared in my household. I definitely am. I'm not a doomsdayer, but you never know where it all can lead. Is there a hand of God moment? Is it going to be big enough? I guess if it has to be all that, and this destruction, Great Depression, and all that stuff, I guess, what else can you do? It's been orchestrated for thousands of years in some ways, hundreds of years in other ways, and then, now what the last 50 years has really been calculated on a map what to do with, various mechanisms of the country, media, government, school systems. Oh, that's a big one. Gotta remember how much that sucked. We're going to find out how big this really gets. I believe it can. I'm not surprised if it does. And I guess we just have to be ready.